During this Rivage PM training series, we've been studying all the different features and facilities for programming and operating an event using multiple scene memories. It's quite a detailed part of the system to learn. Now, we're going to explore theatre mode, which is unique to Yamaha's Rivage PM series, where it's included as standard in all systems. However, it's disabled by default, so you may not have come across it, even if you have used Rivage PM systems before. Theatre mode restructures part of the scene memories and libraries within the system, therefore it requires a reboot to activate. It's found in the maintenance section of the setup menu and in the unit mode tab. Before we proceed, a word of caution. If you've already programmed a show without theatre mode, it will take some time to convert. All the channel EQs and dynamics will be reset. So don't leap in at the last minute. Rather, you should plan and prepare in advance. Theatre mode will provide a number of benefits. Firstly, it includes an actor library, where each performer's name can be stored with 4 different EQ curves, Dynamics 1 and Dynamics 2 settings. The idea is that each actor may be required to play multiple roles, each role requiring different settings. Or, in the case of a musician, each musician might play up to 4 instruments, each needing different settings. Then, on different days, alternative actors or musicians may be performing, so you assign the correct actor library setting to each audio channel in the show, bringing the correct EQ and dynamic settings into play. Also, theatre mode provides faster programming for DCA group members with a field of 40 presets. So if you wish to use different DCA settings for each scene, this will be a big time saver. To run a system in theatre mode successfully, both console and DSP engine need to have their mode changed. On the DSP engine, press the menu button on the front, then scroll to unit mode and select theatre. The DSP engine will then reboot. Once the engine and console are synchronized again, you can start programming as normal, with patching, channel names, bus setup, routing, plugins, and so on. The only difference is with the EQs, dynamics, and DCAs. Now, when you look at a selected channel view, you can see a bank button below the EQ curve. Press that to see the 4 banks. Now you can program 4 different settings for EQs and dynamics. They can be linked if you prefer. The bank selection A, B, C, or D will be stored in the scene memory, while the parameter settings will be stored in the actor library. The banks can be named to help you remember what they are for, perhaps for different roles played by the actor, or when they wear a hat or start singing, or for different instruments played by the same musician. Take a look in the Recall Safe grid, and it will help to explain. The EQ and dynamics parameters for input channels are no longer available for Recall Safe. They are not included in the scenes, but the bank selection is there. So the scene can recall whether a bank for singing is needed or a bank for wearing a hat, which may be partially covering the mic and changing its sound. But the contents of the bank comes from the actor library, so it depends on which actor is assigned to that channel for the show. Let's take a look at the actor library. Find it in the patch menu and the actor tab, which is hidden when not in theatre mode. Here you can see a list of all the input channels, and you have the chance to store the 4 banks from each channel to the actor library. When you have a new actor or musician in rehearsal, you can set the EQ and dynamics, then store them as a new actor. Then you can freely switch between actors and their settings at any time. Keep track of which actor is in which role at the top of the channel strip display. As you progress through the next rehearsal or show and make some parameter changes, you can later choose whether to apply the changes and update the actor library or revert back to the previously stored settings. So, for each show, you will build up a library of actors. And whenever one is replaced, it'll be quick and easy to accommodate the new settings. The actor library can be stored with the scene memories onto a USB drive and loaded into other consoles later in case the show moves to a new location. Before we finish, let's take a look at the DCA presets. Find them in the Channel Job menu and DCA Group Assign. Many theatre shows rely heavily upon using DCA faders and changing their assignment with each scene, following the order of the action on the stage. It means a lot of programming needs to be done during rehearsals. To save time, use the DCA presets, which are only available in theatre mode. Once your DCA assignment is made, touch the Preset button to see the bank of presets. Then touch Save As Preset and select one of the 40 banks. This will save the assignments, the DCA name, icon, and color. Save them, for example, for the male chorus, female chorus, each lead actor, sound effects, band, orchestra, and so on. When creating a new scene, select a DCA, then touch one of the banks to instantly assign the channels to that group. If you like, you can also enable Channel On follows DCA assign to ensure the input channel is on and ready once the DCA fader is pushed up. It's quick and easy to populate your DCAs again. So, I'm sure you can imagine how theatre mode is going to help your next show. Remember, it's available on all Rivage PM systems, PM3, 5, 7, and 10. In the next video of this training session, I'm going to tell you about all the file save and load features of the system, using a USB drive to copy and transfer data between consoles. I'll see you again soon.